something weird happens to our brains around 3 a.m. You went to bed a well-adjusted human being, you checked the door locks, you brushed your teeth, you told yourself you'd stay off social media, but spent about 45 minutes online looking at funny cat videos anyway. And finally you drift off into a well-deserved golden slumber, only to bolt upright at 3:07 with your brain asking the most urgent, high-stakes question it can think of.
Why is there no light in the freezer compartment of my fridge?
So have you always wondered why your brain does this? Well, researchers say it could be due to stress or suppressed worries surfacing at night. But it could be your brain is just bored. It's had enough of spreadsheets and grocery lists and polite talk about the weather. So in the middle of the night, it decides to go off-roading. And that's where this podcast comes in. We're kind of like your 3 a.m. brain, only with better lighting. Tackling the weird, the random, the oddly specific, and the things you didn't even realize you were curious about until your brain served them up like a midnight snack. Oh, and as for the light in the freezer question, well, back in the day, light bulbs didn't do well in the Arctic Circle of your kitchen. They would give up like a college freshman in an 8 a.m. calculus class.
That's it. I'm done.
Today, better bulbs do exist, and you do see some in freezers, but typically fridge manufacturers simply say,
why bother?
So remember, if your brain wakes you up at 3 a.m. questioning the mysteries of the universe, let us know. We got you. In the meantime, welcome to the podcast that answers some of the questions you've always wondered about.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Hi, I'm Rick Peterson. Thanks for joining us. Picture this. You're out for a leisurely bike ride, a breeze in your face, the sun on your shoulders, and then you misjudge the curb and suddenly you realize something very important about your bicycle. So have you always wondered, why? Oh, why does the men's bike have a horizontal crossbar right there? And women's bikes don't? Well, to answer that, we need to pedal back in time. Way back to the late 1800s, when bicycles were becoming the hottest new trend. And I do mean hot. Riding bikes was basically Victorian Tinder.
Ah yes, the new velocipede, an excellent way to impress the ladies.
But here's the thing. In the 19th century, women were still expected to wear long dresses. Riding a bike with a horizontal crossbar meant awkwardly hiking up those skirts, and a scandalous amount of ankle might be shown.
Good heavens, I think I saw a shin. I may need my smelling salts.
So bicycle makers designed a step-through frame for women. No bar in the middle, easy to mount and dismount, while maintaining ladylike modesty. Thus, the women's bike was born. As for the men's bike, well, that horizontal crossbar gave the frame extra strength. Great for high-speed riding, risky maneuvers, or impressing the ladies doing wheelies.
Hey, check out this move.
What do you call that? The two-wheeled faceplant?
That crossbar design is what engineers refer to as a diamond frame. And it's what guys eventually came to call
an unfortunate place to land.
Yeah. Now fast forward to today. Clothing is more flexible, gender norms are less rigid, construction techniques are much better, and that male and female bike distinction, it's mostly tradition now. In fact, some men prefer the step-through frame. They're easier on the knees, better for city riding, and significantly reduce the chances of, let's say, emergency dismount injuries.
I'm okay.
So if you're in the market for a bike, forget the labels. Just choose one that fits your body and your needs. Maybe invest in a padded seat and a helmet. And guys, possibly a cup.
The Always Wondered podcast.
We live in a noisy world. From the moment we're born, screaming of course, to the garbage truck backing up at 5 a.m., to that loud talker, you know, the guy that seems like he only has one volume, shout.
Hey, man!
Life comes at us with an endless parade of loud sounds, including parades, by the way. But have you always wondered, what's the loudest sound ever? Well, let's take a little stroll through the soundscape of life. Mankind makes a lot of loud noises. We measure sound with decibel levels. Every increase of 10 decibels increases the perceived loudness 10 times. So with that in mind, traffic generates about 80 decibels of sound. A vacuum cleaner, 10 times louder at about 90 decibels. A jet engine, much louder at 120 decibels. And the Guinness Book of Records says the loudest rock concert ever was back in 1976 by The Who, registering 130 decibels. Ask anyone who attended that concert how it was, and they'll tell you.
What did you say?
Exactly. But none of that compares to what Mother Nature can dish out.
It's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
No, it's not. And she can be loud. The ultimate noise champion was the 1883 eruption of volcano Krakatoa, with an estimated decibel level of, get this, 310. That's 1 quintillion times louder than that Who rock concert. Just FYI, 1 quintillion is 1 with 18 zeros behind it. When Krakatoa erupted in Indonesia, the sound was heard 3,000 miles away. Now, to put that in perspective, imagine if you were in New York and slammed a door, someone in Los Angeles would hear it.
Don't slam the door.
That's Krakatoa. Sailors hundreds of miles away reported hearing what they thought were cannons. People on nearby islands went deaf. The pressure wave from the explosion circled the Earth 4 times. It was the loudest sound the Earth has ever made. It was like Mother Nature's way of saying,
"Oh, you thought your neighbor's kid practicing drums was loud? Here, hold my lava."
So, the next time you hear your coworker's obnoxious laugh 3 offices away, take comfort. It could be worse. It could be Krakatoa worse. Just keep the earplugs handy and know that when it comes to loud sounds, Mother Nature holds the ultimate mic drop.
It's the Always Wondered podcast.
Everyone's got secrets. Maybe yours is that you still sleep with a nightlight.
Please don't judge me.
Or in high school, you were voted most likely to marry a dolphin. Or that brief period where you had a career as a mime. But some secrets, they're darker, dustier, and sometimes creepier. And that's when we say someone has skeletons in their closet. So have you always wondered where this phrase comes from? Well, let's see what we can dig up. The phrase skeletons in the closet first popped up in English in the early 1800s. But its vibe? Very gothic. We're talking cobwebs, candlelight, secret passageways, basically every old black and white horror movie you ever saw on late-night TV. You see, in Victorian England, there was a real legal problem with getting bodies for medical research. So doctors would sometimes acquire bodies in unconventional methods.
Unconventional, meaning?
Grave robbing.
Oh, I was afraid you were going to say that.
In order not to get caught, those doctors would stash their skeletons in the closet.
So what's in the closet? Oh, shoes. Just lots and lot of shoes. Yeah, that's it.
So yes, it seems the phrase started as actual skeletons being tucked away in literal closets, and then evolved into the tidy little metaphor we use today for secrets best left undisturbed. So whether you've locked away old karaoke videos, that fake resume, or bad poetry, the closet remains the preferred place to hide our less than proud moments.
And whatever you do, don't open the door.
Yeah, because nothing can ruin a dinner party faster than old bones tumbling onto the floor.
The Always Wondered podcast.
Well, that is going to put the finishing touches on another episode. Thanks much for hanging with us. Hope you learned a little something, had some fun along the way. And as always, we leave you with one to ponder. Have you always wondered, why is it called a grape nut if it's neither a grape nor a nut? That's a good question, one we should explore on a future episode. Until then, stay curious, keep wondering. I'm Rick Peterson, and thanks for listening.
The Always Wondered podcast. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, leave a 5-star rating, and a review. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you pod. Feel free to offer suggestions for future topics, or simply reach out to alwayswonderedpodcast@gmail.com.